He was ready 2 minutes ago when we were supposed to start. Next up, serving as proxy for Donna Benfield is Rob Childs. So, Rob, thank you.
Thank you. Actually, I'm going to be presenting for the Snake River
Alliance.
Territory.
That was a last minute change, I'm sorry.
Idaho Falls Convention Visitors Bureau. I've moved from 11:15 to 9:45, and I think Donna will. Where's Donna even coming? Okay. But anyway,
okay.
so I'm presenting on behalf of Idaho Falls. But Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, I appreciate you allowing me to be down here today. As Karen mentioned earlier, we do have some exciting news in Idaho Falls right now. That's the $2 billion capital investment that's going to be coming into our area, which is going to provide, I think, a large stepping stone for a lot of other similar types of companies moving to our area. So we're very excited. And, if I appear scatterbrained, I've got a lot of going through my head here. We've got press conferences all day and stuff like that. But I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the different things that we've been doing over the past few years, and what we plan on what we want to continue to do over the this next year. About 5 years ago, we had a lot of the money that we spent from the grant that we received was spent trying to recruit international travelers. We put ads in magazines and all those types of things, and we couldn't really find a way to justify the amount of money that we were spending on this. We weren't seeing a lot of people coming in from that. So we decided to kind of change complete directions, and we decided to start a campaign. We have we live in eastern Idaho. We've got some of the best attractions in the world, Yellowstone, Teton National Park and things, and obviously you guys over here live in the area, you know exactly what we're talking about. But we figured that there's people already coming through this area. We want to try and find a way to attract those folks that are coming through our area and make them, or hopefully let them stop in Idaho Falls for 1, 2, 3 nights. We think that we have a lot of wonderful attractions in our area, from the Museum of Idaho that's bringing in a lot of wonderful exhibits, from the T-Rex named Sue to Ink and Blood to the World of the Pharaohs. Different, these are exhibits that are being displayed at museums, some of the biggest museums in the United States, Field Museum in Chicago to New York and all those. We're getting them in little old eastern Idaho. And so we like to use some of our monies to help that group continue to do what they're doing. We like to give monies to other attractions, from the zoo to the chuckers, to helping get the events going on around the river, the river walk, the green belt, those types of things. But our biggest thing is in trying to get people off of the interstate is, I've showed these to you, I think, almost every year, but I probably won't bring them out. But they're billboards that are strategically placed all along the interstate. Those billboards aren't saying something to just say, hey, come stay in Idaho Falls, but they're giving the person a reason to stop in Idaho Falls, and kind of build some anticipation for them when they get there. So starting with a sign that talks about the zoo, a sign that talks about maybe a museum exhibit, a sign that talks about the Greenbelt, what they can do there, a sign about the LDS temple, those different things. And then finally, when they get to Idaho Falls, there's a big sign there that says, hey, you've arrived, you're here. There's no reason to go any further. But hopefully, they built up some anticipation to get to Idaho Falls, and they'll stay there for a few nights. We also try to work with Yellowstone National Park and some of the other magazines and different things to try and, a lot of people that are inquiring about going to the park, they're looking, if they're driving, they're looking for things to do on their way there. So we try to link those with our websites. We try to send them information from our visitor guides to all of that stuff. So we're kind of riding the coattails of something that's already there, in a sense, instead of trying to spend a lot of our money in some of the other areas that we've done. In just between last year and by the end of this year, we will have added about 400 new rooms to Idaho Falls, with about 3 other hotels on the being planned to be built. So in a community that had about an 80% occupancy rate, our hoteliers are now starting to get a little nervous because they were being able to name their price in a sense, and people had to pay that. Well, we spent a lot of time on trying to get bus tours and all of that type of thing, but the hoteliers were saying, gosh, thanks for bringing those, but we could get a higher rate. And these bus tours and things were wanting a lot cheaper rates than what they could do. So in a sense, they would then come down, maybe stay in Pocatello or go somewhere else. Well, now we're having to really work on that a lot harder. Now that more hotels are coming in, there's more competition. So we're going to spend a little bit more money in trying to bring in more of these types of tours to our area. So we're going to be aggressive in that area. We're going to continue to develop our website to make it more interactive for people to come in. They can book tours, they can book rooms, they can book travel packages, all those kinds of things. And those are all linked up with some of the different, I'd say, other travel sites that deal with Yellowstone National Park and those kind of things. So that's kind of how we're presenting ourselves. Oh, in terms of, we are also sending out once a quarter a sort of just to over 3,500 nonprofit organizations throughout the Northwest. It's sort of, let me send these around. They're little brochures that give these organizations that might be interested in having their meeting, like you guys are doing here in Pocatello, but just saying, hey, here's a reason why you might want to come to Idaho Falls and have your conference or convention in Idaho Falls. Here's a visitor's guide. I wish I had more for you. This is something we started this year. It's another thing that we're looking at capitalizing on. I think I heard earlier someone mentioning about having these things PDF and have them on your website. We do have that, so we don't have to print as many of these. When people do call and inquire about, can we get a visitor's guide or something, we can direct them to the website so we can reduce the amount of printing costs and paper and all that kind of thing. But we do have it available for those that want to have a print copy of that. But that's sort of the direction we're going. We're not changing, we're not veering a whole lot off of what we've done the last 3 or 4 years. We think it's worked, and so we're going to try and stick with it and increase a few more things in trying to recruit some different types of tours and things. So, sorry if I appeared scatterbrained, but any questions?